Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. So, it's Friday, and as you know, they do Flashback Fridays. So, this episode was, Sunny, um, like, um, Sunny, turned, the Metro Court, or part of the Metro Court, and to Luke's old place, and had everyone there. You had Bobby, you had Scotty, you had a lot of people there, and he designed to where how Luke's place used to look back in the day. Because as you know, Mike is going through, he's still going through Alzheimer's. And so Sonny thought, you know what, listen, let me just give him, some memories of the good old days or whatever. And, some stuff that he can remember. Because I think a couple episodes before then, he went inside Kelly's. And he was no, not Kelly's. He went in, the Floating Rib. And he was like, this place used to be Luke's. And what happened to this place, And so, he partly got the idea from that. And so he turned, part of the Metro Court or whatever, the dining area, into, Luke's old place. So it was nice. You got to see Dante still, back. And this was during a time where you had Dante there. You had Michelle Stanford be, Nina, and you had the old Jordan. So it was kind of a nice time. Again, I didn't watch it. Because it didn't have anything to do with what the current storyline was, and I felt like it was just one of those specials that I can skip. And so, which is why I didn't watch this episode now. But, I'm gonna take a second and talk, sidetrack and talk about some of the comments or some of the complaints that I saw on YouTube about, the current storyline. And, just kind of address and just kind of give my thoughts on it. First one was Maxie was being annoying yesterday. Now, I really didn't understand how Maxie was being annoying. It was actually one of my favorite parts when Maxie took charge. And, she was pretty much telling Sasha, listen, I get it, you're upset, your life is kind of in shambles right now, but we're going to have to put that to the side because we have a photo shoot to do. We have deadlines. We have an expensive crew, and we can't push this over. We can't delay this any further. So, go back in the maker room, get your shit together, and let's get this shoot done. And that was probably the best part of that episode. So, I don't understand how people were annoyed by it. And, people are upset that Sasha is going to be hooked on drugs. And, listen, somebody was sitting there saying that they should, if she's having this much issues, they should just send her away on the model shoot or whatever. Because they, the complaint was sometimes in General Hospital, they like to tear one character down to build up other characters or to make other characters look better. Now, I kind of agree and disagree with that to some extent. I do like the fact that they are talking about a drug issue with Sasha because they haven't been doing that since the late or early 90s, where somebody gets hooked on drugs and things of that nature and how their life starts to fall apart. So I do think it's actually a really good storyline for her. But I can kind of agree to some extent, with them tearing certain characters down or things of that nature because let's go back to Kim Nero or Tamara Bay. Her character started off great when she got together with Julian, and I just really loved her character and her relationship with Julian. And then, right around the time that the actor, Oscar, whatever the actor's name is, left, they turned Kim's character into absolute dog shit. From trying to rape Drew to cheating on Julian and fucking over Elizabeth by having sex with Franco just because he had Drew's memories. And I was like, why the hell would you do that for? She was such a good character and you turned into absolute dog shit. And that's the same thing with Nina. That's the exact same thing with Nina. She was a great character, and then right around the time that Willow came in, they turned her character in the crap. They made her come across as this diva-like bullying character, and was pretty much like, oh well, Charlotte could do no wrong, and I want to get her fired, and I'm like, are you kidding me? And I remember there was an old tweet that I think Michelle Stanford put, where it was just this really terrible scene where Nina was really just talking down to Willow and belittling her, and up until a point where they actually had a conference and she was snitching trying to get her fired. And Michelle wrote on her Twitter, she was like, yo, listen, I didn't like the scene that I actually had to do today. I think she probably erased it, and granted the fact that she's no longer on that show and she's back to, I don't remember what soap opera she's back on to now, really speaks volumes for the fact that you will take a great character and just turn him into crap for some unknown reason. Now, I don't know, I can't sit there and specifically say it's to build up all the characters, but I just don't like when they do that. That's just my personal opinion. Now, before I go, again, what I heard from Little Birdie, and by Birdie I mean YouTube comments, is that next Thursday will probably be the last new episode for a while. I don't know if they're going to be playing clips of old episodes, probably maybe Nurse's Ball clips or whatever. But, as you know, they had to shut down production, like a lot of other TV shows and stuff, because of, what, I'm not going to say it, but what. And so, they're not going to be doing new episodes for a while, which is, again, why they started doing this whole Flashback Fridays, was because of that. So, I'm probably going to pop up from time to time and do, depending on what they're going to be doing. If it's Nurse's Ball comments, I probably won't really, because I never really liked Nurse's Balls episodes. I never liked them. I felt like they always deviated from the main storyline. I know some people like them, and that's great, and I'm not knocking you for liking them, but for me personally, if it doesn't have anything to do with the main storyline, I'm not gonna watch it. But I might start doing, recommendations on old clips or whatever that I think that people should watch, and just talk about my favorite moments, memories and stuff like that of General Hospital. And yeah. Also, here's the thing, General Hospital is not, like, my first soap opera that I started watching was One Life to Live, and then Port Charles. Port Charles actually got me into watching General Hospital. So, because I was sitting there debating, like, since they're not really going to be doing new episodes, like, what's really the point of actually, doing these GH videos until the new one starts again? But then I was like, you know what, I might start to do, depending on the views, depending on, and not by, like, views, but I mean, like, because here's the thing, a lot of people haven't really been telling me, like, if they like these videos or not. I kind of have to go by the numbers. So, depending on, people, want to watch, still watch, even though there's no new episodes, I might start doing some other stuff, like recommending, like, old clips and things of that nature, or favorite memories from different episodes, and just stuff like that, just talking about stuff that I like, stuff that I don't like about, General Hospital and whatever. So I might actually do that. I might start doing that, depending on how many people will like those or whatever. So, before I go, I want to do my recommendation on what I call my true Flashback Fridays. And this one is actually really good. Let me pause it for 1 second because I want to make sure I get it right. Yeah, it's called General Hospital Water Pageant, Pathogen. Yeah, General Hospital Water Pathogen Part 3. That's what it's called. And for those that don't remember or might remember, this was the time that Jerry Jacks, I love Jerry Jacks, by the way, one of my favorite villains. Jerry Jacks poisoned the water and made the whole town, everyone in Port Charles, sick. and was like, if you don't give me X amount of dollars, you won't get the cure. So this was one of those this is one of those things where it's like everyone had to work together. This was, I guess this is considered a disaster episode. Sort of like the hotel fires and, the Metro Corp being held hostage. One of those things where it puts everyone's lives in danger and everyone has to like kind of work together a little bit. I really love those particular episodes because you don't, certain people you don't really get to see cross over whatever and talk and stuff like that. Really have to do it in this episode. So I really like those particular episodes, and this one was actually really good. It wasn't really that far back. I think it was like 2000 let me check. 2012. It was 2012. And this was when you actually had Todd Manning and Star and it was just a really good episode. And I guess this is when you had John McBain in there. Before the whole disaster with I'm not gonna really get into it right now, but you know what I'm talking about, the whole disaster with Prospect Park and them blaming General Hospital for sabotaging their storyline or whatever. But this was a really good episode. Apparently there's 3 parts to it, and I highly recommend people watch this. Again, was when they had Julian, the first Lulu. I would have sit there and say the first Lulu. Which a lot of people like the first Lulu over the other one. I'm kind of in the middle about it. I'm just used to it. I don't like. They play the character different. I probably, if I had to sit there and pick one, I'll probably go with Julian's version of Lulu. But this is the one that we got. So she's not bad. She's not good. She's just fucking there. So but I highly suggest people watch it. It was a really good couple of episodes where everyone had to work together and it affected a lot of different people, and kind of something sad happened. I don't know if it happened during it or afterwards. This had to do with Edward Quartermain and the actor that played him, and I'll leave it at that. So definitely watch it. It's really good. I actually had some other ones I was going to recommend, and I actually wound up doing this video again because I was like, whoa. I saw this, I was like, oh, are you serious? And this was like this is not even a clip. This is like a whole episode. No commercials. Definitely watch it. This is what I call the true Flashback Friday. So yeah, I'm probably going to be doing this from time to time. And just let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of, me still doing these type of episodes. If you want to see more when they're not doing new episodes, and yeah, let's talk about it. Write some stuff down in the comment section. I love to read people's comments. I kind of want this. Listen, this is a crazy time right now, and a lot of people that aren't lucky enough to work, that have to stay at home or whatever. Let's just do something that's fun. Let's talk about this stuff. Talk about your favorite moments of your favorite shows, General Hospital, or if it's like One Life to Live, or if it's like All My Children. Again, I started with One Life to Live, and then I watched Port Charles for a while, and I used to love Port Charles. Holy shit. Michael Eastwood, Livy, I think that's where her name was. Livy, I think that's the person. I can't remember her fucking name now. The person who plays Sam. That's character's turn into shit now. I can't remember her real name, but she used to actually be on Port Charles. I go back that far. If you watch Port Charles, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Nothing more to say about that. So that's how I'm going to end this Flashback Friday. Definitely, again, I'm gonna write it in the comment section because I'm gonna write it in the description box. But it's called General Hospital Water Pathogen 2012. Definitely watch it. It's part 3. So if you watch part 1 and part 2, watch it. But yeah, and let me know what you think. I will catch you in the next recap.